Hey everybody, it's your bro CDP. I'm just waiting for the GO train to come back to Guelph or Burlington and then go back home to Guelph. Ottawa defeated Toronto tonight 23-13 at BMO Field here. And I have Argos superfan Nick Small with me. Nick, good. Thank you for coming on. Thoughts on the Ottawa-Toronto game tonight at BMO Field?
Well, unfortunately, didn't get the result we wanted as an Argos fan, but they still played an okay game. I thought McLeod Bethel-Thompson, despite a few overthrows, I thought he still played pretty well. Big thing was that the offensive line really struggled, and contrary to what I expected coming into the game, the defense really got picked apart. What you saw with Paul LaPolice was a lot like what Rick Campbell did when they played against BC, just out-coached, and it's something that, it's good that coaches Dinwiddie is. Sometimes these things happen, and they just got to work it out, and it's just a matter of veteranship and experience. So hopefully they'll turn that around in Hamilton on Friday.
What are the keys to a victory? What are the keys to a possible win against Hamilton on August 6th here at BMO Field?
I think keys to a victory against Hamilton, it comes down primarily to stopping Dane Evans. Now that they don't have the two quarterback system anymore in Hamilton, I think if they can get to Dane Evans early, I don't think Shills has the capability of being the top replacement guy in the same way that they can flip between Masoli and Evans previously, depending on how Simone Lawrence may be. Their defense, if they're still dealing with injuries, the Hamilton's defense isn't that good either, but you got to set a tone early. Toronto has really struggled with that lately. They tend to be slow starters, but in a key rivalry game, especially since it's the first of 4 against Hamilton, they need to score early and they need to take a grip on the series right away. If they struggle and it's a game like this against Ottawa where it's back and forth, it's going to be tough.
Okay. How did you become a Toronto Argonaut fan, and what's the story behind number 55 Joe Kroll's jersey you're wearing?
Some very good questions. So to start off, why I became an Argos fan, to get into that, I had messaged Damon Allen a happy birthday message. When I was 7 years old, the first Toronto Argonauts game I went to was against Hamilton, and I believe it was the playoff game against Hamilton, in which they beat them pretty badly. Damon Allen was quarterback at the time. Noel Prefontaine, I happen to have autographs right here from today's game. He was the kicker for the Argonauts.
Yeah.
That was the first game I went to. They won that game. They played really well. I absolutely loved it, and I became an Argos fan for life since I was 7. And I saw Noel Prefontaine again 17 years later, which is pretty awesome. As for Joe Kroll, I ended up choosing his jersey this year just because I'm a big Argos and general history buff. I'm a history MA, so getting into Toronto Argonauts history, you got to get Joe the King Kroll. I absolutely adore the Ironman era of football where you had guys like Kroll and Conacher who played running back, quarterback, who could kick, who could play defense. They did it all back then, and it's really impressive, and I want to show respect and bring these guys' names back to life because everybody knows Pinball Clements, and everybody who's a true fan should have a pinball jersey somewhere, but Kroll is one that you don't really think of, and I think you need to give it the recognition they deserve.
Okay, well Nick, thank you for coming on live with CDP 3-minute interview and talking Argonauts, and hopefully we'll see you at another Argos game in August or September for sure, and hopefully a victory the next time I make my presence here at BMO Field.
Sounds great, Chris. It was great talking to you.
You too. Thank you. Take care, Nick.
Cheers.